We are currently at Michelle's Legacy, one of the fleet carriers in the Deep Space Support Array, in the middle of the outer arm sector of the galaxy. And we are hoping today to get to the next fleet carrier, which is, I'm not quite sure how far away it is yet. Let's have a look at the map. Right, so here we are on the map. So I'm here now. Yesterday I was here, so it took me most of yesterday, probably a little bit longer to get from this fleet carrier to here, and we're hoping to get to this one by the end of today. Right, so let's start plotting the route. Right, so we see here we're at Michelle's Legacy. This is orbiting a water world with a ring. I think I found some other stuff in this system. I think there's one planet with life on it. Let's have a look now and see how far it is to go to the next place. So I'm actually going to need to know the name of the next system, which is, there's nothing between here and there that I want to stop off at and have a look at, so we'll be going straight there. So the next system is Hyope Boloa. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Let's see how far that is. 5,000 light years. So that should be. Let's plot a route to see how long it's going to take us. Right, so there's the route, and it is 75 jumps. So 75 jumps. That's about 2 hours playing time, assuming we don't find anything on the way. So let's set off and see how far we get. So yeah, I will be stopping to scan systems if we find a water world, a Earth-like world, or an ammonia world. So we'll be stopping to check those out. Otherwise, we'll just be going straight there.
Drive charging.
Right, so here we go for the first jump.
Fuel scoping.
Right, so there's 20 bodies in this system. Let's see if there's anything worth scanning. Nope. So we can see what's available by moving around, and these are the signals for the different planets here. And if there was a water world, they would be there-ish in that area, an ammonia world and Earth-like. So we're looking for things in this area, and that's empty. So we're just going to continue to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging.
I did find a water world yesterday, which is quite rare. So far on this trip I've done about 130,000 light years, and I think it was the 6th or 7th Earth-like system that I'd found yesterday.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Nothing in this system at all.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Warning.
Getting a little bit warm there. Nothing in this system that we are interested in.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so not finding very much so far.
Frameshift drive charging.
That's 10 jumps of the 75 down, so let's keep going.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so I'm about to start watching the official Elite Dangerous stream. So if you hear other things in the background, that's what that will be. I'm not 100% sure if that sound will be coming through into the recording or being streamed live.
Frameshift drive charging. scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
All I'm going to be doing is playing through, doing some red sites, just chilling out. It's been a very busy week. I'll answer some questions if I can in the chat. We had the development update. It went out on Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday bank holiday. So if there's any questions you have about that, I'll try and answer them. I've got some. I don't think I've got any other news. I won't let anything slip today, so I'll be good. So I'm going to be in my chieftain, playing on console in open. So if you can find me, I might need to actually go and make my profile appear online, otherwise you may not be able to find me. I don't know. Let's see. Let me say hello to chat, everyone. So Magdalene 07, A Game in the Grave, Deathlock.
Right, so it looks like today's stream is a stream from Horizons on the Xbox. So there won't be any new news in there. So I'll give that one a miss.
Scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Let's have a listen to Galnet News, see if there's anything new in there.
Pharma giant begins Onion Head project. Pilots Federation.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alert. Neo Medical Industries has requested deliveries to produce Onion Head Gamma strain for Alliance and Independent Systems. The new variant of the popular psychedelic drug is currently sold in a handful of independent systems by the Kumo Crew Syndicate. The IHO has confirmed
Fuel scoping.
that the
System scan complete.
product does have many medical applications. Owen
Fuel scoping complete.
Hendrick, CEO of Neo Medical Industries, outlined the initiative.
Warning. Temperature critical.
Our goal is to gather sufficient resources for the manufacture of Onion Head Gamma strain as a medicinal treatment. Target markets will include both independent and alliance systems, should enough commodities be delivered. We request that pilots transport
Frameshift drive charging.
HE suits, polymers and robotics to Crippen Port in the Haythi system. Reimbursements will be arranged by our corporate partner, the Haythi's Purple Dynamic Group. The Kumo Council has
3, 2, 1. Engage.
dispatched a megaship, the Miklon, to the Haythi system. A message was broadcast by Archon Delane, warlord of the Kumo crew. I'm prepared to give this greedy corporation time to reconsider stealing our commercial property. I'm also prepared to massacre everyone in the system. Your
Fuel scoping.
choice. In response, the Haythi's Purple Dynamic Group has agreed to offer bounty vouchers in
Fuel scoping complete.
order to protect ships from pirates and other wanted vessels.
Warning. Temperature critical.
Federation criticized by Alliance and Empire. Alliance and Imperial leaders have responded to the recent
Frameshift drive charging.
wave of federal systems declaring independence. 8 factions have now severed ties with the Federation in response to government surveillance of all private and public communications. In
3, 2, 1. Engage.
an interview with the Alliance Tribune, Deputy Prime Minister Angela Corcoran remarked, "The Proactive Detection Bureau's intrusive nature has caused millions of people to rightfully demand self-rule. President Hudson should be fearful that history might view him as the Federation's first dictator." Senator
Fuel scoping.
Denton Patrias's comments were featured by Eye on Akanar. Of course, the Federation's factions are turned
Fuel scoping complete.
against it. The arrogance and corruption of its leaders will inevitably cause it to rot from within. We can expect to see it dissolve into chaos before long. Federal newsfeed Seoul today published a response by Vice President Jerome Archer.
Frameshift drive charging.
Both the Alliance and Empire have chosen a reactionary approach to terrorism, whereas the
A very empty
Federation
part
has
of
made
space we're
great
going through
strides
here.
in intelligence gathering and preventative action. I'm confident that the proactive detection
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Bureau will come to be accepted as one of the galaxy's greatest innovations. Heifet's cache reveals mysterious project. Pilots Federation alert. A databank left by a crashed vessel on the moon Colonia 5EA has reactivated,
Fuel scoping.
revealing clues as to its origin. The crash site was first discovered over 4 years ago via listening posts
Fuel scoping complete.
in the Colonia, Nietzsche and Wasat systems. These posts held transmissions from the ship's owner, Commander Heifet, discussing his attempts to avoid members of a private
Frameshift drive charging.
military outfit he had previously worked for. This latest development was discussed by Eric Gunnarsson of the Wall Glass Investigations Agency. Commander Heifet spoke of making deliveries to a nameless
3, 2, 1. Engage.
organization in the Pleiades and left a data cache in the Colonia system that provided further details. Heifet's cache, as some investigators referred to it, had remained locked until a manually set timer system finally expired last week. The information within has apparently directed pilots to
Fuel scoping.
investigate the HIP 26176 system. It's possible that Kit Fowler's recent theories
Fuel scoping complete.
regarding Black Flight, another old mystery, might prove relevant after all. But there are bigger questions that need answering. Who was Heifet working for? Were they responsible for causing
Frameshift drive charging.
his ship to crash? And if so, what secrets were they trying to keep? Corporation plans Onion Head Medical Product. The pharmaceutical giant Neo Medical
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Industries aims to mass-produce onion head gamma strain as a medicine. The announcement follows a report from the Interstellar Health Organization, which details how the new onion head variant is an effective treatment for many psychological and musculoskeletal conditions. Owen Kendrick, CEO
Fuel scoping.
of Neo Medical Industries, told the media, the IHO has confirmed the findings of our research of onion
Fuel scoping complete.
head gamma strains used for specific medical purposes. Clinical trials prove that its psychedelic qualities are no more intense than the side effects of conventional neuroleptics. It is inappropriate that a crime syndicate should provide a product that can relieve the suffering of millions. Therefore, we aim to build
Frameshift drive charging.
our own stockpile to expedite its distribution to common markets. This statement was viewed as controversial in some quarters, particularly within the Federation. However, there have been expressions
3, 2, 1. Engage.
of interest from many independent factions. The Kulo Crew Syndicate, which manufactures and distributes Onion Head Gamma strain, has offered no response as yet. Neo Medical Industries is one of the 2 largest pharmaceutical companies in the galaxy, alongside Vandermeer Corporation.
Fuel scoping.
It provides healthcare services and equipment exclusively to Alliance and independent systems.
Fuel scoping complete.
Marlinists regroup in Civil War aftermath. The Marlinist colonies are recovering from a period of political infighting and interfaction conflict. Octavia Volkov has been voted in as the new First Minister following a snap election. Her decisive action against Aaron White's neo-Marlinist movement, which led to the elimination of the NMLA's political wing, drew huge
Frameshift drive charging.
support from voters. In a parliamentary address, First Minister Volkov said, "We must focus on building an independent society rather than changing the empire. In time we will evolve into
3, 2, 1. Engage.
the fully fledged Marlinist republic we have fought so hard for, and perhaps inspire our imperial cousins to walk the path to democracy." Marlinist factions now control all 8 of their original colony systems, some of which had temporarily fallen under external governance. They have also
Fuel scoping.
expanded into a handful of new systems. Prime Consul Coyote Tau, the chief ambassador of
Fuel scoping complete.
the Marlinists, has established formal channels with the Alliance
Frameshift drive charging.
Office of Diplomatic Relations and the Federal Diplomatic Corps. The Empire recognizes the Marlinist consulate, but maintains a distant relationship with what many consider to be subversive ex-Imperials.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
The ceremonial funeral of First Minister Jenna Fairfax has taken place. Speakers drew attention to her achievements and leadership qualities. In a gesture that many viewed as an olive branch from the Empire, Princess Aisling Duval attended virtually and spoke of her meeting with Fairfax during the
Fuel scoping.
Galactic Summit. Mining campaign success for Zemina Torval. Pilots Federation
Fuel scoping complete.
alert. The Torval Mastopoulos mining initiative in the LTT-198 system has outperformed Recon Construction's rival campaign. Pilots
Frameshift drive charging.
delivered mined resources to the megaships Pride of Bitterwood and Tobias's gift to support the competing corporations. Ultimately, it was the new subsidiary of Mastopoulos Mining that received the greatest
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
quantities. Senator Zemina Torval provided a statement to Imperial media. This is an auspicious beginning for my new enterprise. I am pleased to offer rewards to my supporters at the Pride of Bitterwood in the EGM 559 system. In addition to credits, the top 7%
Fuel scoping.
of Torval's supporters will be provided with an experimental mining laser and permanent permit access to LTT-198.
Fuel scoping complete.
Constantia Torval, one of the senator's daughters, has assumed the role of Director of Operations with Torval Mastopoulos Mining. There has been no comment from the Mastopoulos family regarding the subsidiary, which is being run autonomously by Zemina Torval. CEO Emmerich Koenig confirmed that Recon Construction will soon withdraw from
Frameshift drive charging.
LTT-198. Pilots who supported its efforts can now claim reimbursement from Tobias's gift in the EGM 559 system. The top 10% of Koenig's supporters will receive an
3, 2, 1, engage.
experimental abrasion blaster as well. LTT-198 State Limited has reinstated permit control for entry to the LTT-198 system. A new starport will shortly be constructed and administered by Torval Mastopoulos Mining.
Fuel scoping.
Onion Head's medical benefits verified. The Interstellar Health Organization has validated the Kumo crew's claim that Onion Head gamma strain, also
Fuel scope disengaged.
known as Helix, has medicinal properties. Dr. Nisha Devi, one of the IHO's senior researchers, told the media, "We have analyzed user data in the independent systems where Onion Head gamma strain is on sale. Unexpectedly, the initial marketing claims that Helix can be used for medicinal
Frameshift drive charging.
purposes have been authenticated. A significant percentage of customers are believed to be using the drug for healthcare reasons rather than recreational use. Reports show that it is a successful
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
treatment for many psychological disorders, bringing faster results than conventional neuroleptics. It may also provide effective symptomatic relief for patients with musculoskeletal conditions. Several research facilities are now running clinical trials on the viability of using Onion Head gamma strain
Fuel scoping.
in medical practice. The IHO is monitoring these studies and will publish the results. Vandermeer Corporation, the largest pharmaceutical company in the Federation,
Fuel scope disengaged. Frameshift
published a
drive
statement from
charging.
its head of marketing, Ronan Roscoe. These conclusions are biased and informed by inaccurate data. We maintain that all forms of Onion Head are dangerous narcotics with long-term detriments to health.
Ready to engage.
Vandermeer's antipsychotic treatments are effective without the side effects of mild psychedelic experiences. A fractured Federation. Shadow President Felicia Winters has claimed that further systems declaring independence could severely damage the Federation. Her statement was in response to the conflict in the Coimbra system, which resulted in more federal factions seceding from
3, 2, 1, engage.
superpower. Dozens of others are now openly considering breaking away and becoming independent. Addressing Congress, Shadow President Winters said, "We now face the possibility of large-scale rebellion as more citizens reject intrusion into their private lives. Unless these
Fuel scoping.
authoritarian surveillance laws are repealed, we risk many more factions and allies losing their trust in any federal government." Vice President Jerome Archer responded,
Fuel scope disengaged.
"The Proactive Detection Bureau provides increased security and decreased crime levels for all federal
Frameshift drive charging.
systems. I deeply regret that a few have rejected its benefits, but we must concentrate on the bigger picture." The Sovereign newsfeed described how the newly seceded systems are celebrating freedom from
3, 2, 1. Engage.
government scrutiny. It claims that up to 50 other factions have expressed interest in becoming independent. However, the Federal Times reported that more pragmatic leaders have voiced concerns that they are now more vulnerable. There are particular fears of retaliation by pro-Federation groups or
Fuel scoping.
attacks from opportunistic hostile forces. Conspiracy theorist finds network home.
Fuel scope disengaged.
Independent journalist Flint firemaker Lafos has announced that the Rewired network will broadcast Kit Fowler's conspiracy-laden show End Times. Lafos, notorious for his own sensationalist claims, announced, "Finally, someone else who sees things as they really are." Kit Fowler's perceptive views match his technical genius. By retransmitting his End Times broadcasts,
Frameshift drive charging.
be helping people resist the narrative conditioning being pumped into our minds by the faceless elite. Kit Fowler provides specialized engineering services from his workshop in the Kapoya system. He has
3, 2, 1. Engage.
used his show to make many outlandish claims over the years. These include labeling the shadowy figure Salvation an AI construct, accusing Utopia of secretly creating a new species of human, and arguing that the universe's true shape is being concealed by superpower-sponsored holograms.
Fuel scoping.
Lafos
System
advertised
scan.
Fowler's content with an excerpt from the most recent End Times episode. Years ago,
Fuel scoping complete.
a sinister group called Black Flight
Warning. Temperature critical.
committed multiple crimes, including murder, to suppress evidence of Thargoid activity after the First War. The mainstream news feeds buried the story, of course, but the fearless truth seekers among us have repeatedly named the Colonia, Nietzsche and Wasat systems
Frameshift drive charging.
as locations where the Black Flight operated. There's a real buzz in that region right now. Something's going on that they don't want you to know about. Never give up our search for the right facts, people.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Anti-NMLA forces win Marlinist civil war. Pilots Federation alert. The conflict in the Hyades sector ROPB-62 system has been won by the exiled Marlinist Assembly of Baltazine. Support from independent pilots played a key role in defeating the Marlinism Reformation Party.
Fuel scoping.
The faction's entire leadership has been arrested, with their replacements vowing to reshape it along politically moderate lines.
Fuel scoping complete.
Minister Octavia Volkov made a declaration of victory to the Marlinist Parliament. The neo-Marlinists
Warning. Temperature critical.
have been crushed and Aaron White is dead, a casualty of the war his terrorist paymasters began. I deeply regret that our society has suffered
Frameshift drive charging.
this, but have no regrets at destroying the NMLA's political wing once and for all. Prime Consul Coyote Tao sent assurances to the Alliance, Empire and Federation that they should view this as
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
confirmation that the Marlinist colonies are your steadfast allies in the fight against the NMLA. ACT has drafted in extra resources to investigate the Marlinism Reformation Party's ties to Theta Group, the terrorist bomb makers responsible for last month's devastating starport attacks.
Fuel scoping.
with First Minister Jenna Fairfax confirmed as among the fatalities, acting First Minister Amrita Ross has
Fuel scoping complete.
organized a snap election to democratically appoint a new leader for the Marlinist colonies. LTT-198 hosts competing mining campaigns. Pilots Federation alert. Torval Mastopoulos Mining and Recon Construction have requested deliveries of mined resources to the LTT-198 system. LTT-198 State Limited, its controlling faction, will only allow one of the rival corporations to remain permanently. The company with the most successful campaign will establish a new starport in the permit-controlled system. Senator Zemina Torval, who has sole control of the Mastopoulos mining subsidiary, announced, "My company is working on an experimental mining
We
laser with
may have
increased
found
range.
something here.
To achieve this, shipments of mined
Stop.
resources must be
Stop
delivered in
the
sufficient
news as soon
numbers
as
to
I
the
come out of
Pride
this
of
window.
Bitterwood megaship in LTT-198. Emmerich Koenig, CEO of Recon Construction, outlined a counter-initiative. We will pay handsomely for deliveries of mined resources to the megaship Tobias's gift in the LTT-198 system. Both factions have requested units of coltan, gallite, praseodymium and silver. LTT-198 State Limited will provide all contributors to these initiatives with temporary system permits lasting 1 week.
Looks like it was just Rocky World. Yeah, that's just a Rocky World. Won't bother scanning the rest of that system.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Which have follows if you want to follow the page. They have subs if you want to pay them.
One, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so we're 49 minutes into the stream. We haven't found a single thing worth scanning yet, but we are halfway to the next fleet carrier, so we're making good time.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, well over halfway there now, and still absolutely nothing worth scanning.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Yeah, so finally found a system worth scanning. Not seen anything in here yet apart from a couple of water worlds. First water world. Let's try this orbital line. Right, so these last few planets not proving very easy to find, so we can find the water world instead. Are they behind the sun? I haven't looked behind the sun yet. Ah, there's something. Right, just a single planet, but it's given us another orbit line to follow.
System scan complete.
Right. Right, so what do we have here? We have one water world there. That looks like another one there. That planet looks like it's worth scanning. It's got an atmosphere and we can land there. So is that the water world? Yep. Right, so we'll go there first. Then we'll go and scan that, and then we'll go to the second water world. And there's nothing else in this system worth looking at.
Surface scan by 50%.
Right, so we should get the data for and the money for scanning that water world. So now we'll travel down to this one. It's only 7,000 light years, maybe a little bit more now, so it shouldn't take too long to get there. So if there is any plant life in this system, this is the planet where it's most likely to be. So we'll wait till we get close enough to the planet. The planet's the same size as that ring. Then we can slow down and scan it. So it's saying it's going to take 6 probes to scan the surface. My probes have extended range, so I'll just use 4. I'll probably do it in 3, or maybe in 2 if I wanted to.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan.
Right, so it has bacterial life on it, but nothing else. So I won't actually visit the planet to scan that, because it's really hard to find the bacteria. So we're just going to scan the water world and its sister planet, and then we'll leave the system. That's only 400 light seconds away, so that's going to take about a minute to get there.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
There's a sister planet. Not expecting anything on this planet, just scanning it because it wasn't far from the last planet we were at.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Yeah, nothing there.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive
there.
charging.
How far have we got to go? 30 more jumps. So if we do find nothing else on the way, we probably will make that in the 2 hour that I originally stated, because we're far ahead of where I expected to be, only having to stop for one in one system.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
So we've just found another water world, or another system of a water world in it. Right, here's the water world. And yeah, that's the whole system scanned. Alright, I don't think I saw anything there that was likely to have life on it where we could land. Nope, so we'll just go and scan these two worlds here. Right, so we're just scanning this planet because it's right next to the planet we want to scan, which is the water world. I doubt very much that that planet's going to be worth very much, or that it will have anything on it.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Yeah, so there's nothing on it. We'll now head to the water world. Okay, we can't land on water worlds, but we can scan them and they are worth money. And systems with water worlds in them tend to have a higher chance of there being other forms of life in there as well.
Surface scan by 50%.
So when the scan's complete, we'll jump off to the next system.
Surface scan
There we
complete.
go.
Frame shift drive charging.
Only 26 jumps to go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frame shift drive charging. scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so we've found another water world. Although it may be an Earth-like, or maybe an ammonia one rather than a water world. Let's go through and find everything, see what everything is. 22 bodies in this system, so it's going to take us a while to scan the whole system. some geological activity on that planet. We're not looking for geological activity on this trip. Alright, there's 2 water worlds in this system, so that's the first one. And this looks like the second one. Yep. Geological activity on that planet as well.
System scan complete.
Right, so that's the system scanned. Let's see what we've got. From what I saw so far, it's just the 2 water worlds. Yeah, there's no planets there worth landing on, so it's just water worlds, which I think is probably these 2 here. Yeah. Okay, how far are they? 2,000 light seconds, so it's about 2 or 3 minutes to get there.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete. Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Alright, that's it for this system. We'll head off to the next system now. Twenty more jumps to go.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Got somebody join me? Welcome to my tour of the galaxy. We have had a very boring session so far. I've done about 50 jumps, and all I've found are a couple of water worlds. Yep, there's nothing else there to scan. Yeah, we're doing a tour of the galaxy. I'm following the spiral arm, so I went from the bubble to the edge of the galaxy and to the tip of the spiral arm, or the nearest tip of the spiral arm, and we have followed that spiral arm around about a quarter of the way around the galaxy, around the circumference, and we are now heading towards the center of the galaxy, or beginning to spiral in towards the center of the galaxy. I'm going to visit all the fleet carriers in the Deep Space Support Array on the way. If you want to learn a bit more about the tour, I'll put the link on the screen now. So if you follow that link on the screen, that will show you the planned route and show you screenshots of everywhere I've been so far.
Disengaged.
Yeah, so I'm only going to stop in systems where there are water worlds, Earth-like worlds, or ammonia worlds, or on the very rare occasion I may find notable stellar phenomenon, in which case I'll stop in those as well and scan those systems. So we haven't found anything yet in this stream worth actually landing on a planet for.
Frameshift drive charging.
When I set out to jump 75 jumps between two fleet carriers, and we are 14 jumps away from completing that, which I didn't really expect to do all in one stream. If we do get to the next fleet carrier, the next thing I will be heading towards is a green giant star, as I have never been to one of those before. Not quite sure what they are. I think they might be Wolfram Alpha stars, but yeah, we'll be heading to one of those afterwards. So again, that was probably about another 75 jumps from the next fleet carrier, so I don't really expect to be getting to there in this stream. Totally empty system, just 3 stars.
Drive charging.
When we get in the next system, I'll just show you the map that we're using. So nothing in this system either. Well, let's have a look to see what that is. Yeah, no, nothing in this system. Right, so let's have a quick look at the map. Right, so this is the web page and the map of the galaxy. So we started in Sol, we went straight to this fleet carrier here at the tip of the spiral arm, and then we've been following the fleet carriers around the edge of the galaxy all the way up to here. And if you click on any of these flashy things, it will show you some screenshots and links to the YouTube channels. There's also links to the YouTube channel and to Twitch up here. This is a description of what's happening, and yeah, so that's where we are so far. So we'll be continuing to spiral in towards the center of the galaxy. When we get there, we'll spiral out again to the tip over at Beagle Point. So I'll go to Beagle Point, which I've never been to. I have been to the star which is furthest away from Sol, which is a little bit further than Beagle Point. Then we'll head to the tip, and then after we get to that tip, we'll hot foot it straight as quick as possible to get to this tip, and then we'll start spiraling in again to the center, and then out again up to this tip, and then on the way back to the bubble, we'll pick up these 2 fleet carriers on the way. So that's the plan. So about a quarter of the way around the outer edge of the galaxy, and that makes me about halfway into the center of the galaxy, which I reckon makes it about 1/8 of the way to complete the journey as a whole. So let's go back to the game and continue. Right, so let's see. What was I doing? Yeah, so there's nothing in the system, so we'll just jump to the next system after refueling.
Fuel scoping.
I'm not quite sure how you pronounce your name. Looks like Cyberboff. I'm assuming you are an elite player.
Frameshift drive charging.
How far have you got in the game? What have you been up to so far?
scoping. Fuel scoping complete. System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
11 jumps to go, so we should get there well before the end of this stream.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Right, so you're triple elite. Well done for that. I'm actually quad elite, so one of the few people that have done the grind in CQC to get that one as well. And I've also managed to get my trade up to sort of 5-star elite. Although that is such an easy task to do if you've got a fleet carrier, it's hardly worth mentioning.
Frameshift drive charging.
I have done a tour of the galaxy before, so I have been to on my last trip was after the Codex came out. I went to every sector of the galaxy, visiting life that was mentioned in the Codex. This time I'm going to every sector of the galaxy again, but this time I'm scanning life on planets with the Odyssey update.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete.
Yeah, the CQC grind took me far longer than any of the others. It took me about 2 years possibly to get that. So yeah, as we see there, I have been playing CQC since Odyssey came out, but for some reason my progress has not changed. It's still at 100%, so I'm not quite sure why that would be. It may be that I'm just not yet up to 101% to get it to trigger to the next one. But yeah, I'll keep plugging away at that and see
Frameshift drive charging.
see how that goes. So have you just come from the elite stream with Arf doing his Xbox stream?
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, been getting a little bit bored with the official elite stream. There doesn't seem to be very much new information coming from them. They don't seem to be concentrating very much on community goals either, like they used to do. It seems like most of the streams are firefighting for the backlash from the problems with Odyssey.
Fuel scoping complete.
I'm still getting a pretty low frame rate, as you may be able to see from the screen now. Running the avatar does reduce it a little bit, but again, I should be getting well over 60 frames a second in space with nothing in front of me.
Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, running at that speed, they've still got some serious problems with performance, which is one of the main reasons why I set off on the tour of the galaxy. I was planning to get up to elite in the what's it called, mercenary rank before I set off, but I realised if I did that, then I'll be doing that all in Odyssey, doing all the Odyssey stuff before they've actually got it working properly. So I figured I'd set off and do the exploring part of Odyssey to get the xenobiology ranking up to elite, because it doesn't matter so much about the low frame rate when you're out in the middle of space, but in a combat zone when you've got 10 frames a second, it was a little bit pathetic.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Yeah, so I've been going now for about 5 weeks. Progress isn't quite as fast as I expected it to be, but I'm still making quite a lot of progress. I will be stopping off at the space station near Sagittarius A when I get there to see how the progress is going with getting up to hoping to get to 5-star exploration elite, and also see how far it gets in xenobiology on the way.
Frameshift drive charging.
So what activities are you doing at the moment? Are you doing all the CQC stuff? Not CQC, Odyssey, on foot stuff?
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Yes, CQC is not for everybody, and it does require good joysticks, which I've only just managed to get joysticks which I'm happy with. After for CQC I use a pair of joysticks, and I have gone through probably about 8 or 9 joysticks, trying to find a good pair.
Fuel scoping.
Are you a console player, or are you playing on the PC?
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, hopefully Odyssey will be working before spring. It would be good to get the get them started working on the Xbox versions. Yeah, I mean I've still got a few things in Horizons which I'm working on. I was working on getting my in-era rankings up for passenger missions and also want to do a bit more mining. I was using mining maps, which managed to get me about 130 million an hour. So yeah, plan to do a bit more of that once I've got back and completed all the stuff I was working on in Odyssey. Yeah, hopefully on this tour I will be passing Colonia on the last leg, and if they've got the new engineers up and running by then, I will stop off in Colonia and do whatever's needed to be done to get access to those engineers.
Fuel scoping complete.
Right, a lot of bodies in this system, but they're all very big or very small.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, Colonia is worth a trip, if for nothing else, for the engineers. There's, I think if you want to get the level 4 and 5 upgrades for, so long since I've done it now, I forgot, I think it's for, it's either for shield boosters or shield cell banks. If you want to get the higher grades for those, you do have to go to Colonia.
Fuel scoping complete.
Alright, so that looks like I have arrived in the system with the fleet carrier. Yes, I have. Right, let's have a look to see why they chose this system for a fleet carrier. Right, so that is probably the fleet carrier. Got gas giants. Right, I can't see anything from there that would suggest there's anything in the system worth having the fleet carrier here for. Let's have a look at the system map. Yeah, a totally uneventful system. That's quite unusual. I'm not sure what kind of planet this is. Class 4 gas giant. A hydrogen helium planet atmosphere. Okay. Right. In that case, we'll just go to the fleet carrier. Land. Again, I'm still at 100% hull, and since the last fleet carrier, and I've not actually got out in the SRV to use any fuel up for that, but I'll just go there, land, take a screenshot, and then I'll start looking for the gas giant. Yeah, I imagine it's probably quicker to get to Colonia if you just fly there. The last time I went just to pick up a blueprint, and I got halfway back before I realised I hadn't pinned it properly. So yeah, I had to go back again, pick up the blueprint, and head back to the bubble. Yeah, but again, if you do go in a fleet carrier and you can get one there, then you can do that while you're not online. So that is a quick way to get there. So I suppose a gas giant that's made out of helium, or mainly helium and hydrogen, is basically a star waiting to happen.
Please respect our carrier and fly carefully.
Right, so I will go and take a screenshot. If there is a nameplate on the fleet carrier, I'll try and get a screenshot that includes the nameplate. So I think the nameplate on these is at the back. Let's turn the lights on. Yeah, there we go. There's the nameplate. Can we get anything else into the screenshot as well as the nameplate? Not that side. Let's see what's on the other side. Yeah, I can't get anything in the screenshot with the nameplate by the looks of it. Or maybe if I go and point forwards, see how that goes. Oh, it goes a star. It's the sun, so that'll do. Right, just pop into the camera suite, find a nice position. Right, okay, I'll take the screenshot there. How far away? I'll just take the screenshot and then I'll have a look. I'm right on well, I'm in the outer sector of the galaxy, so it's going to be quite a way out. So yeah, when I take a screenshot, I'll name it after the planet we're around, and when it's a fleet carrier, I'll also include the name of the fleet carrier. So that's the planet we're orbiting. Just get that name. This copy name tool on Odyssey is a big improvement, and that's one of the better improvements in the interface. So this fleet carrier is called Ericsson's Gateway. Right. So I've saved the fleet. I've saved the screenshot of the fleet carrier. So let's see where we are in the galaxy. So galaxy map. Right, okay, so we are here, and let's see where Sol is. And so 45,000 light years. So that's about half the distance. No, it's less than half the distance that I've travelled so far. So yeah, so I'm actually closer to Colonia here. So I think Colonia's around there. Yeah, so we'll be travelling around the galaxy. The sectors in the galaxy map sort of follow the spiral arms, so we'll be travelling around these sectors, working towards the centre, and then we'll be travelling out along this arm here towards Beagle Point, which is somewhere over there. Well, I've got a marker there. Is that Beagle Point? No, it's not Beagle Point, but yeah, it's not far from Beagle Point. Right, okay, so your max distance is 5,000 light years, but you've done that's a lot of light years just around the bubble. Yeah, I mean, if you once you've got a big ship, and now with the deep space support array, travelling around space is nowhere near as perilous as it was last time I did a trip at the galaxy. As you see, I've just jumped from one fleet carrier to another without losing any damage to my hull. The lowest my hull has been on this trip so far was 95%, and I am carrying 2 auto maintenance units. I haven't turned either of them on yet. So yeah, it's traveling long distance is nowhere near as perilous as it used to be. I mean, last time I went around the galaxy, I travelled from the centre of the galaxy to Beagle Point, and then around every sector in the far side of the galaxy, pretty much all, without stopping at a station. And then I think my hull got down to something like my power supply got down to about 70%. The power supply being the only thing that you can't repair with the field maintenance unit or drones. Right, so I'll just land, and then I will go and search for this star to land at.
Permission granted. A landing pad has been assigned to you, Commander. Clearance to land granted. Your computer will do the rest.
I've still got the docking computer on.
Deployed.
I don't normally go with a docking computer, but landing on some planets with rough surfaces, it does make that a lot easier now.
Docking successful. Clear to disembark.
Right, so
Happy to
repair.
have you, Commander.
Not a lot to repair. I'll also check the integrity of the ship. Not quite sure why it took me into the hangar there. I clicked on the livery button. That's why. Yeah. So advanced maintenance. Yeah. So for some reason, I don't know why, but in this ship the integrity decreases far faster than it does in a combat ship. It's possibly because I've got everything stripped down and as light as possible. Right, let's get the map up and see where we're heading to next.
Ship is released, and you're away.
Right, so I'll show you the map. Right, so I'm actually using the live map here. So we have just arrived. So today we've gone from this fleet carrier to this one in the outer arm, and if we click on here, it will show us anything of interest nearby. The thing we're going to head to is the Green Giant here. It looks like this route has been well travelled. We're looking at the heat map here, so let's see what that is. It's a minor point of interest. I've been to a couple of these and there's been absolutely nothing in any of the systems so far. At least not anything that deserves being on the map. But I'll set that as my next destination. I don't think there's anything between here and there that's worth looking at. Yeah, so nothing else on the map there that's coming up that is worth visiting. So we'll just head off to that. So that is 2,900 light years. And how many jumps is that? That is. Oh, did I plot that route in? I don't think that actually got picked up. Let's try that again. Yeah, if you've not been to the edge of the galaxy, traveling around the very edge of the galaxy can be a real pain because the stars are much further apart, and you can't actually plot a long route like this. You're basically jumping 2 or 3 stars at a time, and then occasionally you have to make any progress. You have to
Cannot comply.
use FSD injection to get you some extra range.
Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so that's another 40 jumps, so that's going to take me about an hour. I'm not going to keep this stream going for another hour. I'll do a little bit more.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Oh, change back to the game.
Fuel scoping.
So what have you just said?
Fuel scope disengaged.
You said isn't it linked to jumping? I'm not quite sure what that was a reference to. Yeah, you do jump more in an exploration ship than a combat ship. That's mainly because you spend more time jumping in an exploration ship. Again, when you have a fleet carrier, I put all my combat ships in the fleet carrier and just jump the fleet carrier there. That way you can save some weight and energy by having a much smaller frameshift drive.
Frameshift drive charging.
For a lot of my ships, when I got the fleet carrier, I reduced the size of the frameshift drive to save weight because I'm not jumping more than 1 or 2 systems away from the fleet carrier. The same goes for the mining ships as well. Yeah, getting rid of the frameshift or making the frameshift drive much smaller means you can save a lot of energy and you can get away with a much, or gives you more energy, and you can get away with a much smaller power supply.
Fuel scoping.
Yeah, I will keep streaming for a few minutes longer, but if you have to go, 07, and I hope to see you flying around in Odyssey when you
Frameshift
finally get there.
drive charging. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping.
Alright, so that's
complete.
about 85 jumps so far in this stream. I think I'll call that the end of the stream. So we haven't actually found anything of interest to go and scan, just 2 or 3 water worlds, but we have managed to go from one fleet carrier in the deep space support array to another one. So we made a lot of progress distance-wise, although no progress towards the xenobiology ranking. So right, so yeah, what we've done in this session, we've gone from this fleet carrier where I started today, all the way to this fleet carrier. We're actually doing a bit of a zigzag. We're not following that route. There is a green giant star around here, and I'm heading off to that now. And then we will head off to the next fleet carrier after that, which is in a different sector of the galaxy. And so we are actually beginning to spiral in towards the center of the galaxy now. And yeah, we made a lot of progress from one day. So I went from this fleet carrier to this fleet carrier. It took me just a little bit over one day to do that. And we've done that fleet carrier, and I'll probably come back later and do a bit more off stream. So hopefully we'll get to the green giant possibly by the end of the day. And there's only another it's about another 29 jumps, so that is about 40 minutes playing time to get that covered. But I'm going to stop the stream there. 07 Commanders, and I'll see you next time.